So I'm over here doing some painting and I'm listening to Gigi Young and the Dark Journalist. Out of the gate, y'all know that he is doing good work, in my opinion, but he's also gatekeeping. And he's been precisely gatekeeping. This is a different layer of these gatekeepers because the people he interviews, all of them, they know about the cyclotrons. They know about these systems with the Navy that have been there since Abraham Lincoln. They know about the plasma weapons. And then you bring in Gigi Young, and she is speaking precisely, again, between the mystery schools, the occultism, the Theosophy, the Ahriman information, Edgar Cayce, etc. Okay? So like everybody else that I listen to or imbibe information from, I just kind of set all that gatekeeper knowledge aside because I know that's what they're doing. And I go, okay, what are they saying today, right? So here she goes into the spiders. I've talked about this 3 or 4 times, and this is why it's very important that I don't give up and close the door on what I've been doing, because they seem to, Gigi and Dark Journalist, they seem to be leaving everybody wide open and stupid to be attacked. They've spent, now, how dare you? Okay, you two, that's spider Lora. It's not only measurable with bioelectromagnetics, it's provable, and it's on purpose. Energy harvesting out of the W-band is described by Gigi Young as the spiders are eating this weird sludge that comes from humans in the wrong bioelectrical homeostasis. Yeah, that's right. And then they use their different systems of neural nudging going right through the body area network to continue keeping people polarized and in fear. And people don't know that because they don't know that their ass is connected to the internet. And they don't know that that electrical field is their own. Like the heart of the Rosicrucians, you two, the biofield. So people think they can click their heels. People think it's a demon field they got from the Pfizer. Then they go into more fear with eschatology. So this is another example of 2 people having a good conversation. But once again, for me, if you two believed the words coming out of your mouth, you would think you would have taken care of this 6 years ago or more. Because the biofield's been back on the NIH for 10 years. If Rudolf Steiner were standing here, Gigi, he'd be looking at you going, is there a reason you're not telling them? It's right there, like they can see it. It's right there. It's biological. Instead, she says people with schizophrenia with clairvoyance too early. That goes right along with the testing they did in the 70s and before then, but in the 70s on prisoners and other people. Induced schizophrenia for brain-computer interface. No, induced schizophrenia for, well, BCI testing, but what's it for? To connect them with some disembodied being sitting there in what you're calling the ghost world, and they can, the Antichrist, it's one big entity. Yeah, they call it Hive AI and a bunch of other names, but yeah, it's one big entity using these supercomputers that are not accessible unless you have the right biology. All these years, since the 1920s. Where's your other buddy over there, Dr. Farrell, with his cyclotrons? Kind of magnetically important with that very specific biology that they use to communicate all these years. So anyways, the spider Lora connects the human body through the wireless coexistence to the fucking power grid. And it's called Spider. And it's been there for 15 years. It does energy harvesting on the bodies. And it's right there. And it's called the spider Lora. Now, bring in your people with their DMT problems. They're looking through the ether. That's the electromagnetic spectrum. So you got to make up your mind here. When we use all these spiritual words, they're still weaponizing that so that we can't have a real discussion about our healthcare 4.0 and the golden dome, which is your spider Lora on the fucking microgrid. And here's you two like normal. Nobody has any idea that anything you are saying has already been passed through Congress and is part of their health care choices. That's why, to me, even though I appreciate that the dark journalist has been out there putting the aerospace companies together, pointing the finger, and I appreciate Gigi Young's work because she does pretty good work. They're both gatekeeping the primary knowledge that every human is going to need returned to them in order to do any of what you two are discussing. Spiritual growth, self-defense, knowing where they resonate with their own soul, because they all believe in something different weaponized by your same Belial and Amelius groups. You bet your bippy. I don't know what mystery school is holding the little leash on the dark journalist, right? But Gigi, you don't have an excuse. You've done a lot of really good work. I mean, and they also brought up how many people are taking bigger platforms, taking hard work by, like the dark journalist, twisting it up, weaponizing it, making money off of it. Yeah. So Gigi mentioned how these poor souls see all them insects crawling on them. You see what the nanobots look like in the nano networks that are connected to your local ISP, Internet Service Provider. Nanogrid to the power grid. Spider Lora. For the Department of Energy? The Department of Energy, the Department of Transportation, everybody. So Gigi says the spiders are either attacking them or eating the luge. See, that's a whole other group of people that we've left out there to just drift and be victimized over and over again, assaulted, made fun of, and we just let them sit over there and tell their ghost stories and tell everyone else, oh, they're crazy. They're being harvested for their biological prima materia in order to continue their life extension technology. That's coming out of your generative optogenetics with your attosecond technology that we've got right now with IMEC. It's a different type of data center. It's not the same as what people are used to. Now, for our channel, when you're listening to this, yeah, that's the spider Lora on the side of your house in the form of your smart meter, your Wi-Fi, other bodies that have a biocyber interface. And here these two are. No hate, no shade. They're discussing, and oh my goodness, okay? If you guys seriously talk to Dr. Farrell as much as you've publicly shown that you have, is that real or did AI make it all up? Because for you two to sit there, pontificate this way, and still leave every single human deaf, dumb, blind, totally stupid to their own biology, being on the NIH, and being tethered to these systems. No recourse, no way to get away from it. It's right there in their house, on their house, around their house. Well, I don't have a smart meter. We don't either, but our neighbor does. And then, well, they're bathing everything in these synthetic grids, plural, and they're harnessing the nodes and ley lines to do it. So we're all sitting here waiting on sky deities and crazy. People are being physiologically harmed every single day. Those of us who were messed with throughout our life, our children are next on the Raytheon block of we need that biology. And you two can't even tell people it's a biological issue. So tell me, how then, given that nobody even knows what you're talking about, where it is in Congress, how it applies to their health care, why would they motivate? Oh, hello, whichever mystery school's got their leash on the dark journalist. Why would you do that? No human is going to rise up against nothing. They think it's fantasy. And you two are helping that along because they're not going to be looking to defend themselves with their own body or anything around them. They don't know what they're defending themselves from. It's fantasy. It's religious. It's spiritual. Wait till they find out it's biological spider Lora with the energy harvesting right there in their own house. Nanogrid to the power grid. Not a problem. Fully deployed since 2005. Body Area Network. The longer you continue this, all of you, in your mystery schools, you've wasted 1998. The longer you allow this and refuse to return human biology to humans, the more you're helping the Belial group get their work done. Where's the Amelius group? Oh, good question. Boy, wouldn't it be something if we could see anybody out there that knew how to use their own body to speak to stones without screaming in their face, they're crazy, and no matter how many times I've explained wireless sensor networks, perturbation, vibration, spectrograms, all the different sound and infrasound calibration. Dr. Persinger's work, Dr. Becker's work, she's crazy. They're all nuts. It starts right here. Vibration. I can hear this stone perfectly fine. I have many stone friends all my life. I ain't the only one. I got a ton of people on my channel that were pursued by these different programs. Yeah, that would be load balancing body area networks like they're doing right now. For what? Who knows? But we know we can't stop them. They're going to get away with it, and they're going to continue to be violent and do whatever they want because nobody knows it's biological. They think it's fantasy and spiritual. So I'm almost done with your show. I hope somewhere in here we hear biofield even one time. And if we don't, please understand you're helping the wrong side of history again. And Gigi and Dark Journalist, that's not for you. That's for the ones who are holding your leashes. Because you two have done great work, but you're keeping the anatomy hidden from humans. Well, that's failure. Guaranteed. Go back into all your books and cosmology. Look again. Keeping all of humanity deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid. The same controllers who like it that way. They're doing great when you allow that. 4 years that I've been online, the number one thing they go after me the hardest is when I turn to biofield practice. Helping other humans heart fire up, take control of your own body, your own wisdom, your own being, your own agency. Here they come. So you know what the most important thing is that every human needs to know? They're missing biology that's connected to the spider Lora, long range, wireless connectivity since 2005. And the people doing all the ayahuasca and everything else, they should probably know about that nanolithography and the electromagnetic spectrum because their fucking eyeballs are seeing it and it scares the shit out of them. Stop calling the microwave spiritual. Stop calling AM and FM radio spiritual. Stop calling X-rays spiritual. And stop calling the spider Lora spiritual. They do look like spiders. In the occipital lobe, when your brain is figuring out the shape of them by their vibration in your own cognitive neurology. Oh, we can't have them knowing that. Just like we can't have them knowing this is biological. Whose side are you really on? That's my issue with this.